Hello, everybody. I just wanted to talk about my Hollywood connection that I have to Hollywood. When I was a kid, me and my three sisters, our babysitter was Pete Davidson, the guy from Staten Island, and he is on is I guess his big thing is he was he's in a Saturday Night Live, and he's been some movies as well, including The Suicide Squad and some other really cool movies. I think he was in The King of Staten Island, which I really like because I that's where I was born and lived the first 6.5 years of my life. So when I was a little kid, his mother, who was named Amy Waters, was mine and my sister's babysitter. Now, to be fair, her sisters babysat us too. She had sisters. They were known as the Waters girls, according to that's what my mom called them, and they lived on Cloverdale Avenue in Great Kills, Staten Island, around the block, across the street from my nana, my grandmother, where my mom, the house where my mom grew up, and I grew up in the house where my dad grew up around the block. Um, and that used to be my grandparents' house, and my dad lived there, and it was on Ocean View Place. So, if you want to do some fact checking, if you're watching this from Staten Island and you go to Great Kills, you'll find Ocean View Place, and then eventually you're going to find Cloverdale Avenue, and you go down the block and you hang a right, and there's a Cloverdale Avenue, and the houses look different now. My house used to be yellow. I think they put siding on it, like white siding or something. Who knows what color it is now? My nana's house used to be just a little ranch blue house. They put Not only did they put siding on it, but they added like a top layer, and they probably like renovated the whole thing. So it looked totally different. But um, so I at the time this was like early '80s, and Amy Waters and her sisters were all in high school. They were high school kids. So Pete Davidson was not born yet. He is quite a few years younger than me. He is was born after I had moved to Maryland in, I think, '88, or was it '87? I forget. But yeah, when I was a kid, Amy Waters, Pete Davidson's mom, was my babysitter. She used to order pizza for us. She used to let us watch TV late and stuff, and stay up late, and then eventually put us to bed. Um, so I think that's pretty cool in itself. And one night for some reason, I was being my shy self, and I hid under the bed, and she just so happened to have a blow up clown. I don't know why this cheered me up, but it got me to come out from under the bed. We had pizza, watched the movie, and we had a great night that night. So, I tried writing Pete Davidson. I think he has a Twitter account. I tried writing him on there, and like saying, "Hey, guess what? Your mom used to babysit me when I was a kid." And I gave him the names of the streets and stuff, and your mom, Amy Waters and stuff. Didn't even acknowledge it. I don't know if he even looks at his page, or if he even cared or whatnot, or I'm some kind of insignificant like person to him or whatever. I don't know, but it is pretty cool. I think it is. Um, Pretty cool. And and this is the bonus connection, and it's not really a connection to me, but my family. Have you guys ever seen Independence Day? I think I talked about that in my last video, Independence Day. So, um, there was the general in Independence Day, the old guy with the kind of balding head and rough voice. His name is Robert Loggia. And okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to answer my dad. I'm really sorry about that. Um, but yeah, Robert Loggia. He was the general in in the movie. Well, he grew up in Staten Island, where my family grew up, and he's like roughly around my grandparents' age. He went to high school with my dad's aunt and uncle. And he um, went to their high school was Newdorp High School, and I don't remember what town he came from in Staten Island, but throughout their lives, he was like best friends with my dad's aunt and uncle, which I think we called him auntie and unc or whatever. That was just what we called him. I think that's what my dad called him. And like us, he was Sicilian, and well, I'm half Sicilian and Southern Italian. So Robert Loggia was Sicilian as well. And anyway, some of the movies he was in was Problem Child 1 and 2. And he was a general in Independence Day. So if you watch Independence Day, he's the general and he's the grandfather in not Home Alone, in Problem Child 1 and 2. So just if you want to check that out. So I have a connection to Pete Davidson. His mother was my babysitter, and my sister's babysitter when we were little. And Robert Loggia knew my was good friends with my aunt, my dad's aunt and uncle. So anyway, that's gonna be it. Later, dudes.